So how do you lose weight? You take amphetamines if you want to do it quickly. So that's what Judy did. And so right away she was on the same treadmill of drugs, getting up late, coming in late to work. And it turned into a nightmare for everybody concerned.
Doing what comes naturally.
That's Judy Garland in Outtakes, scenes from Annie Get Your Gun, which was supposed to star Judy Garland. Betty Hutton got the part after Judy was fired. Her weight dropped precipitously, her hair was falling out. The studio recommended a doctor who actually gave her shock treatments.
We have choices today. We know that there is help out there. We know that there is education out there. We know that there's so much about the knowledge of, you know, drug dependency and all that. They had AA, but women didn't go to AA, and legends really didn't.
When she made The Pirate, she'd show up late, show up drugged, lock herself in her dressing room, pass out on the soundstage. On her way to work, she'd stop at Gene Kelly's house, ask to use the bathroom, and rifle through the medicine cabinet looking for drugs.
Her new husband, Sid Luft, took her as far away from Hollywood as possible. She went to London, was a smash at the Palladium, came here to Broadway, played the Palace, set records, and made history. She sold out the Palace for 19 straight weeks. At her final performance, the entire audience sang along with every song. She'd become a bigger star than ever.
These are home movies, some never seen before, of Judy Garland's greatest triumph, 1961, Judy Garland at Carnegie Hall. The film was shot silent. We synchronized the picture to the newly reissued Compact Classic CD. It's still magic. But a few years later, all Judy wanted to know was, what happened to the money?
Lots of people got rich off of me. My children didn't get rich. I didn't get rich.
The man who'd managed Judy's money and career in a phrase robbed her blind. David Beagleman, who would later face 4 counts of felony grand theft in connection with another client, brokered her CBS TV show, promised her she'd make so much money she'd never have to work again. The show, newly remastered for DVD, was terrific and historic. Three divas. Judy and young Liza.
Wherever we go, whatever we do, we're gonna go through it together.
Judy and even younger Joey and Lorna Love.
Come on in. Gee, that was really our living room.
Where
Look how skinny my little legs were.
Oh.
Consider yourself at home.
Clark writes when an independent audit showed Beagleman had stolen $200,000 from her, Judy said, "Sweep it under the rug. I'm going to make $20 million from this show." She never made a nickel. When the producers of the Jack Parr Show gave her a car as a thank you, Beagleman kept the car for himself. Judy had to buy her own car, and she couldn't afford it. There were times she couldn't afford food.
When you would run out of food and you were a 12-year-old kid, what would you do?
You do whatever you can to help. And it was frightening because at this point in my life, Mama was sick, and it was devastating because I didn't know what to do.
Judy Garland, barely into her 40s, looked 20 years older. She'd marry a 4th time, Mark Herron. To Australia the 1st time. Interviews in Sydney went beautifully. These have never been broadcast on American TV.
You work so hard that you become ill sometimes. You have been ill in the past.
Oh, no, I haven't been ill for 108 years.
Then the pills kicked in. She OD'd just before her Melbourne concert. Groggy, late, incoherent, the crowd rioted. And 1 year later, one more new low. Judy Garland was singing at a New York City gay bar called 3. For salary, $100 a night. But now Judy Garland's on the road again, in an electronic duet with her daughter, in Lorna's stage show, Songs My Mother Taught Me.
It's interesting. I've spoken to Natalie Cole about it, and it takes you a long time. It takes you a long time to become not only comfortable, but to become at peace with the ghost, to become friends with the ghost, to embrace what she left me.
The end of her life. You can read about it, it's just unimaginable.
Yeah. And I loved her. And so...
Is there one image of your mother that you really want to carry with you?
I think if there was one image, it would be of her laughing, because she had a great laugh. And that's an image that I always hold in my head about her.
Joel Siegel is with us here. Now, Joel, that was so revealing, but to me, not terribly surprising. I remember seeing her at the Palace, and she was so wonderful, and I remember our interview.
I never saw her perform, never got to meet her. What was she like? What was that interview like?
First of all, she kept me waiting more than 4 hours, and I almost walked out. But, you know, it was Judy Garland. And then when she came out, when Lorna talked about how funny she was adorable, and I remember the laughter. She wore Lorna's dress. She didn't have a dress of her own, and she was very tiny, and I think Lorna must have been about 14. And I remember she was worried about paying for the hotel suite because she was performing. Someone else was paying for it. What would she do when they no longer were? It is so clear to me, and you brought it all back.
Those ads, what becomes a legend most, do you remember those?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what does, but it's got to be a better life than the life she had.
But her fame will live on in every film. But what a, as you said, what a sad life, what a sad death. Thank you, John.